What's up, Yins guys? It's Greg Cherry, and I'm here today to do some predictions for Worlds Collide and for Money in the Bank. Both of happening today. In fact, Worlds Collide is in just a little under a couple hours if you're seeing this. And Money in the Bank is later tonight. So I figured, why not do some predictions for both events since they're both happening right now. Let's start out, of course, with Worlds Collide happening. We have a 6-man tag team match happening between the LWO and Lince Dorado versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. This is going to show my lack of familiarity with the AAA superstars, but I feel like this is going to be, if you remember like WCW Cruiserweight matches, if you remember like just some of the high-flying action out of the X Division with TNA, I feel like that's exactly what you're going to get with this 6-man tag. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be phenomenal action. For this one, I'm going to pick the team of Octagon Jr., Aerostar, Mr. Iguana to pull out the victory. Next up, another 6-man tag team match, which will probably be a little bit more of the same when you have Legado del Fantasma versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. This is another match that could possibly be a show stealer. I feel like you're going to see a lot of high-flying action in quite a number of these matches. And for this one, I feel like this is where WWE gets a little bit of a win back. I'm going to pick Legado del Fantasma to pull out the victory in this one. Next up is a tag team match between Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chick Tormenta and Elvis. Again, I am not super familiar with the AAA superstars, or the AAA wrestlers rather. I feel like this is going to be a very good match. I mean, we know how good Stephanie is. We've seen on NXT how good Lola Vice is. I think this is going to be our first look at how Chick Tormenta and Elvis handle the big stage. Not that they don't have big stages in AAA, obviously, with like Triple Mania and stuff like that. They have big stages, but this is a whole different audience. This is a whole different atmosphere, and this is their first time to show out in front of a different audience. So I feel like Stephanie and Lola are going to get the win here because I don't think Stephanie is going to win Money in the Bank. We'll get to that later. But I feel like she's going to get at least one win this weekend. So I'm picking Stephanie and Lola Vice to pick up the victory here. Next up is a fatal 4-way match for the NXT North American Championship featuring Javon Evans, the Laredo Kid, Rey Fenix, and the champion, Ethan Page. I don't feel like championships are going to change hands on this event, so I'm going to pick Ethan Page to retain here, probably picking up the victory over Javon Evans if I had to take a guess. But it's going to be another phenomenal match. I mean, the 4 of these guys are absolutely incredible. They're going to come up with some very innovative stuff. And I see Ethan Page sneaking out with a victory, as he seems to do in fatal 4-way matches. Back to the NXT Championship he won. And finally, the match a lot of people are talking about this show is Vikingo versus Chad Gable. This was originally announced as a AAA Mega Championship match, which was a little premature because Alberto El Patron was the AAA Mega Champion. But since Vikingo's won it, I don't think Vikingo's going to lose it this soon. Even though it would be some interesting stuff if Chad Gable were to win this and then hold on to the AAA Mega Championship. I mean, we've already seen Trick Williams win the TNA Championship, so I guess it's possible, but I feel like this is going to be Vikingo's match to win. Now we move on to Money in the Bank, and as of right now, so this is being taped before Friday Night SmackDown, so SmackDown could obviously add another match. But as of right now, I am looking at 4 matches. So if there's another match announced, later today or on Friday Night SmackDown, I'll throw it in the comments or something. But the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, Lyra Valkyria defends against Becky Lynch. The stipulation here is if Lyra wins, Becky can't challenge for the Intercontinental Championship as long as Lyra is champion. And if Becky wins, Lyra will be forced to raise Becky's hand and acknowledge that she's the better one. I feel like this is going to be Becky's match to win. I think that Becky is going to somehow cheat to win, like hold on to the ropes or like grab a handful of tights or something. But I think this is going to be a very cheap victory and Becky's going to get one up on Lyra. next up is probably what's going to be the main event of the show. And that's Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Obviously no titles on the line because you have both world champions in it. I feel like this is just going to continue the story of Cody Rhodes and John Cena, which will probably culminate in a SummerSlam match if I had to guess. Cody and Jey, I think, pick up the victory in this one. Probably with Cody pinning Logan Paul. I don't see either world champion taking the fall here. I mean, Jey Uso literally just beat Logan Paul on Saturday night's main event. And John Cena probably won't get pinned until he's beat for the championship. So, yeah, I feel like Cody Rhodes pins Logan Paul here, and that continues their feud, and they go through SummerSlam. The Women's Money in the Bank match, featuring quite possibly one of the most star-studded feuds in Women's Money in the Bank history, maybe in all Money in the Bank history. You have Alexa Bliss, who's previously won it, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, who's been in a couple, and Stephanie McCurry. As I mentioned in the earlier match with Worlds Collide, I don't think Stephanie's winning Money in the Bank, especially this soon after a call-up. I could be wrong, but I feel like this match is Naomi's to win. Naomi makes the most sense to have this briefcase, and I feel like she will cash it in successfully. She'll have it for a few months, but she'll cash it in successfully, and that will lead to a future WrestleMania match between her and Bianca Belair, which will be stellar. Men's Money in the Bank match. I'm having a little trouble predicting this one, but I don't know if you'll believe who I'm going to pick in this one. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano. Listen, I'm going to piss a lot of people off saying this. I think El Grande Americano is winning the Money in the Bank. I don't know why. I feel like as annoyed as people are with this gimmick, they're going to go all the way with it. And listen, you may hate the fact that Chad Gable is... Sorry, it's probably not Chad Gable. But the fact that El Grande Americano has gotten this kind of a push lately as far as the character work, I feel like him having Money in the Bank is going to be just an insane sight to see. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. I feel like El Grande Americano is going to win Money in the Bank, and it's going to upset a lot of people because a lot of people want to see LA Knight win it. Some people think Seth Rollins is going to win it. Penta, Andrade, and Solo Sikoa would all be kind of a surprise, but I feel like El Grande Americano is walking off with this one. Sorry if you hate it, but that's what I think. What do you think is going to happen with Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide? It's going to be a crazy night of wrestling. Leave a comment, subscribe, share this video with as many people as possible. I got my opinions. Are they the same as yours? Are they different? Let me know. Tell me. I want to know what you think, because this is going to be, I think, a game-changing night in the WWE. Leave a comment, subscribe. Don't be a jag. We'll see you for the next.